نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and hello to all the students and dear viewers. I hope that all of you are fine and having good days around your families. I'm Safiullah Shinwari, and I would like to welcome you once again to another session on the subject of leadership. Let me remind you students, this is our sixth lecture. In our previous 5 lectures, we have explained some crucial topics of the leadership. So let's proceed and see what is the topic which is going to be discussed in our today's session. Alright students, if you remember last time we explained about the qualities of the leaders. So any good leader must have some great qualities, and these qualities make a leader perfect. It makes a leader stand out. So whenever we say that great leaders, so great leaders must possess some great attributes and some great characteristics. So last time we talked about that what are the great qualities of a leader. As you see on screen, a great leader must have a threat of influencing. So a great leader must be able to influence others, inspire others. So a great leader must have knowledge of work. So whatever work he performs, in whatever work he asks his team to perform, so the leader must have knowledge of his work, how to perform the work. Physical appearance, which has a very good impact on the followers. So it's important for a leader to have a good physical appearance. As we mentioned, that it's not only the words of a leader which inspires and motivates the followers, it's also the look of the leader, how the leader looks. So that's why physical appearance brings a very much positive impact to a team. Humanist, we mentioned that a leader should be like a humanist, a person who knows and who feels the need, wants, in problems of his team and his followers. Intelligence, we had a detailed lecture on this topic, the emotional intelligence. So a leader must have emotional intelligence. He must have self-awareness, self-management. He must have social skills. So these qualities will help a leader to perform his job better and influence and inspire his team in a proper way or in a best way. Self-confidence, which is important for all human beings to have self-confidence, but for a leader it's more important because he's leading a team. So while you have self-confidence, so you can build the confidence of your team which you work with. So vision and foresight, a leader should have a vision and a foresight. He always sets or creates a vision for his team. Sense of responsibility, so it was another quality of a leader, that he should feel his responsibility, that what he should do, and what he is responsible for doing it, and also empathy. So these were some qualities which make a good leader, and also which comparing a good leader with bad leader, because of what, if you have these qualities, so you will be considered a good leader. But if you don't have these qualities, so definitely you cannot be called a good leader. So let's not go in details in these points, because we have discussed it in previous lectures in details. So let's move on and see what is the topic which is going to be elaborated in our today's session. Alright students, the core topic for today is leadership in motivation. We all know that the leaders, they must have the quality to motivate people, and we also know that motivation is one of the important tool in technique, that actually it pushes the employees towards the goals and towards the objectives and mission or vision and mission of the organization. So there is a strong connection between motivation in management and also leadership in motivation. So let's move on and discuss that what are like the needs for motivation, and why leaders should motivate their team, and what will be the impact of motivation on the followers. So here, as you see that it says that motivation is a goal-oriented characteristic that helps a person achieve his objectives. So definitely in organizations we have some goals, some objectives, vision and mission. So while the organization wants to motivate their employees, So the organizations are oriented to their goals and objectives, and that's why they're trying to use different tools and different techniques in order to motivate their employees for achieving those goals. So that's why it's said that motivation is like goal oriented. If there is a goal, so there is motivation. So it's important for organization to use various techniques in various policies in order to keep the employees motivated. As we all know that motivation is one of the most important qualities of a leader. So now it depends on a leader in the organization that he must possess this quality to motivate people. Leaders should use various tools and techniques and policies to motivate their employees. Employees motivation is very crucial for organization, and also for the success of the organization, and also for the efficiency of the organization. یعنی در اینجا بسیار یک رابطه قوی موجود است. اگر اداره میخواهد که کارهایشان صحیح پیش بره، اهداف اداره کس اچیو شوه، و اداره میخواهد که امپلویز خود کس همیشه پش کنه در اون دایرکشن که یا بهتر میتونه در اون دایرکشن که هستن اهداف خود اچیو کنه، پس این ضروری است به یک اداره که همیشه از او تکنیک‌ها استفاده کنه تا که امپلویز خود موتیویت کنه. And also we can say that motivated employees can be very productive, efficient and loyal. So once you motivate your employees, so those employees will become very productive for you. They'll become very efficient for you, and they'll become loyal. It means so if the employees are motivated, they will be loyal to your organization. They work honestly, they work with integrity, and they will never think about any other organization to leave your organization. So now this is the responsibility of a leader now, that how he or she motivates his or her followers. In this session, inshallah, we are going to discuss those tools and techniques which can be used by leaders for motivating their followers in order to keep them in the direction of achieving organizational vision and mission and objectives. So suppose let's have an example. If you are a leader and you didn't have the skills to motivate your employees, your followers, so in my perception, in my opinion, you wouldn't be effective because if you don't have the skill to motivate others, if you don't have the ability to inspire and motivate others and push them in the way to achieve the goals of the organization, the vision of the organization, and also the mission of the organization, so you wouldn't be called like a successful leader. So the first point in motivation is that there are two types of motivation. First, self-motivation, and then motivating others. So in my perception, the most important thing at first for a leader is that he must have the skills and abilities to motivate himself first. If a leader has self-motivation and he can motivate himself, so then it will be easier for him to motivate others. But if you do not have like self-motivation, you do not have the skills and ability to motivate yourself, so it will be difficult or it will be impossible to motivate others. An effective leader must have a thorough knowledge of motivational factors for others. It's really important, as a leader you must know which are the best tools and techniques, which are the best motivational factors which can be used throughout the organization, that which helps you to motivate your employees. One thing I have to mention here, that these motivational factors and tools can be different from one organization to another, or maybe from one leader to another, because each organization has its own culture, its own nature, and also each leader has his own way of motivating others and inspiring others. But any leader must have these skills and must know the motivational factors for others. He must understand the basic needs of the employees, which is really crucial. Last time, in emotional intelligence, we discussed this topic, that being a leader, you must know how to understand the needs of your employees, your peers, your groups, that you work with them, and they are the people that actually they're trying hard to achieve those goals which you set. So leadership is used as a mean of motivating others. یعنی در کل اگر ما بگویم که هدف لیدرشپ و هدف لیدر اینمی می باشه که دیگران را موتیویت کنه و دیگران را پوش کنه در اون دایرکشن که اهداف اداره دو به شکل بهتر میتونه که اچیو شده بتانه. The next motivational factor can be harmonize and match the subordinate needs with the organizational needs. So there are two types of needs. One, the organizational needs. Second, the individual needs. The individuals are the people who work in the organization and they are striving to achieve the goals of the organization, and they are trying to work for the objectives of the organization. But at the same time, individuals, they have their own needs, they have their own problems. So now it's important for a leader to keep a great balance between the needs of individuals and also the needs of the organizational. So it should be the quality of a leader that he shouldn't look only to one aspect. He shouldn't just force only the organizational needs. He shouldn't just only prefer the needs of the organizational. So the priority of the leader should be that to keep both needs at a great balance, and give importance to the need of the individuals and also to the need of the organization. Because if you as a leader ignore the individual needs, so these individuals are the people that they follow your rules, they follow your leadership, and they work for what you want to achieve. So if they are not motivated, if their needs are not met, so definitely they won't be motivated. چرا که اول ما اگر در یک اداره کار میکنم و ضرورت و مشکلات معرفه نباشه، به صفت یک کارمند یا به صفت یک امپلویی که است ما اگر موتیویتد نباشم، پس ما هیچگاه کوشش نمیکنم که ضرورت یا اهداف اداره که است او را اچیو کنم یا به شکل صادقانه برش که کار کنم. دیگه این باید یک نقطه بسیار مهم باشه و لیدرز که است این فاکتور مد نظر بگیره و این فاکتور که است یک موتیویشنال فاکتور است. زمانی که ما مشکلات امپلویز و فالوورز خود مد نظر میگیریم و را پوره میکنیم، دیگه اتوماتیکلی و موتیویت میشه. چرا که زمانی که به امپلویز اهمیت داده میشه، این اهمیت که سر و یک تاثیر داره. So that's why they try to work more with loyalty, and they try to achieve the goals of the organization. So as a leader, the executive must ensure that the business has the same morals and ethics that he seeks in his employees. He should make sure that his subordinates are encouraged and trained in a manner that meets the need of the business. So simple is this, that keep the individual needs and organizational needs in a balance. Next one is appreciation and rewards. So this can also be a tool in a technique which can be used by a leader in order to motivate the employees. So let's discuss it, that how appreciation and rewards can be a motivational factor for the employees. We all know that many organizations across the world are spending great deal of money and time trying to increase the productivity and originality of their employees. Because once your employees are motivated, so I'm sure that your employees will give you the best. It means what? We mention a word, originality. So originality means what? Sometimes it happens in organizations that our employees, they do not show their original look. It means the skills and abilities they carry or they possess, they do not use it for the benefits, for the goodness of the organization. They just perform their responsibility, but actually they are not using those skills and abilities which are hidden in them for the goodness or for the betterness of the organization. So as a leader, if you appreciate them, if you reward them, so you'll be able to find the originality of your organization, your employees in your organization. And once your employees give you the best and they become original with you, so you as an organization can achieve a competitive advantage and also gain a competitive edge in the market, because we all know that human resource of any organization makes a difference. If you have like a loyal, trained, productive, efficient human resource, so that will definitely give you like a very competitive edge in the market. یعنی زمانی که هیومن ریسورس شما که از بسیار مفید باشه، کارآمد باشه، دیگه میتونه که در مارکت برای شما یک سکسس پوینت باشه. So now it's up to you that how you make them productive, how you make them efficient, depends on your motivational factors. But there is a question that how the leaders can get to know about the employees and what they want, what they need, right, and what can satisfy them. So now these are the questions which can be answered by a leader, because this is the responsibility of a leader to know about the needs of the employees, to know about the wants of the employees, and also to know about the ways, the methods, which can satisfy the employees. دیگه لیدر مسئولیت داره که باید یه را پیدا کنه که امپلویز یا فالوورز لیدر که است سر چی زیاد موتیویت میشه و کدام فاکتور که است برشان زیاد موتیویشنال فاکتور میتونه که شوه. لیکن با اساس بعضی ریسرچ ها که ما میبینیم those research article shows that these days employees want recognition in praise. یعنی در روزا که هستن employees میخواهد که در اداره و باید شناخت نشوه و باید تعریف شوه، ستایش شوه، سیس و بیشتر اهمیت بین میم میتا employees که باید رول و معلوم باشه، اهمیت و معلوم باشه و وارا کس باید لیدرز و منیجرز در ارگانیزیشن که هستن تعریف کنه نسبت به که برشان پول داده شوه یا بونسز داده شوه. بعضی ریسرچ هایی را نشان میده that employees these days they are satisfied more with recognition and praise rather than or more than the money in bonuses. So لیکن این را ما گفته نمیتونیم که منی و بونس برشان داده نشوه، تنها وارا که هستن اهمیتشان برشان نشان داده شوه، ستایش شوه. نه، در مختلف حالات میتونه که مختلف فاکتورز باشه. در بعضی ادارات که هست فالوورز سر پیسه و بونسز زیاد خوش میشه و سرسفاید میشه. در بعض از اوقات شاید منی یا بونس که از فاکتور نباشه، اما ریکگنیشن باشه یا برشان که از ستایش باشه. So it depends on the leader to find out that which way or which tool can be useful in order to motivate his followers. So once as a leader you understood that in your organization the employees can be motivated by recognition and praise. So now it's the responsibility of the leader in management to make people very much feel important and appreciate them. یعنی زمانی که به صفت یک لیدر شما در اداره اینطور احساس پیدا کنین در بین فالوورزتان و در بین کارمندایتان که بر وا اینطور یک پیکچر نشان بدین که وا بسیار اهمیت داره در اداره و رول وا که از بسیار خاص استن و ولیوی خاص در اداره داره، دیگه این میتونه که یک موتیویشنال فاکتور باشه. چرا هنگامی که شما به صفت یک کارمند یک اداره کار میکنین و در اونجا شما اهمیت خود درک کنین و شما رولتان که از او را درک کنین، پس automatically these factors میتونه که برای شما motivational factors میتونه شوه. و ما ایران میفهمیم leader is the central point in these issues. So a leader should create such kind of environment in which everyone feels appreciated, everyone feels important, and everyone finds himself in a very good position. So this is the responsibility of the leader. And at the same time, this is the responsibility of a leader to create or develop a fair remuneration or compensation system which helps in employee motivation. یعنی در اداره که بونسز داده میشه، سالریز داده میشه یا انکریمنت میشه، so it should have like a fair system. یعنی ای تمام امتیازاتی که داده میشه ای باید سر نیپوتیزم و فیوریتیزم و گروپیزم داده نشوه. لیدر باید اینطور یک سیستم دیولپ کنه که در او پرفورمنس اپریزل شوه، کی پرفورمنسش بسیار خوب است، کی کس رول خود بسیار به شکل خوب انجام میده. دیگه بعضی پالیسی ها را باید کرییت کنه، ایجاد کنه و با اساس از که هستن کامپنسیشن پکیجز باید داده شوه. So I would say eventually that if you as a leader inspire people, make them feel more important than they are, so they will achieve more than you have thought. یعنی اگر به صفت لیدر شما به مردم اهمیت بدین و او اهمیت برشان بدین که وا شاید نام داشته باشه, so you make them feel more important than they are, so they will give you more, they will achieve you more than you have thought. productivity واقعا از او که بیشتر میشه به اندازه که شما شاید فکرش هم نداشته باشین. The next point is being a role model. So it's really important and fundamental role and task for a leader to be a role model for his followers. A leader should lead from the front and should always set examples for his followers. As you see on the right, role model, he didn't tell me, he showed me. Because role models, they never just like only give commands, orders to do it. This is just the work of a manager, that he just passes commands. But leaders, they always act, they always leads from the front, in just show the way to his followers. So that's why we say that a leader should be like a role model for his followers, because we know that most of the time the employees, the followers, or the people look up to their leaders. They emulate and they shape their behavior and attitude the way their leaders acts. So a leader become a role model automatically for his followers. Even though we can just have clear examples in our social life, because each of us may have a role model or a person that we follow his or her way, or we set him or her as an example for ourselves, and try to be like him or like her in future. Let's suppose if we give example in our social life, in our family, we may follow our brother, a sister, or maybe like our parents, the way they act, the way they make decisions, the way they shape their personalities, the way they are. So sometimes these people inside our family can be like a role model for us. Around the world there are lots of leaders that even we haven't met them. We just watch them on television set, but suddenly they become like a role model for us. We are inspired and motivated by their words, by their personalities, by the way they act, by their attitude. So we just select them as a role model for ourselves. In the meaning of role model is this, that someone who you want to be like him or like her. So a leader should get or set a good example to ensure his people grow and achieve their goals efficiently and effectively. The next motivational factor which a leader can use it is encouraging individuals. So we know that this is also the function of management, and also the function which a leader can perform to encourage his followers and subordinates. So it depends on the situation, and it depends on the mood of the employees, and also the way of the leadership, that how they encourage. But there are some crucial points which can be kept in mind in order to encourage your employees. Number one, inside the organization, we all make some important plannings and some important decisions. So this can be a factor whenever the leader give a chance to his followers and employees to pass their views and ideas and suggestions and concepts, and those ideas and suggestions become part of the planning. So automatically it's encouraging point for this. So once you give importance to your followers, to your employees, and make them part of the planning, make them part of the all important decisions inside the organization. So it will help them, right? Mentally they feel very much important, and they feel themselves, and they see themselves in a better picture in the organization. Next point is that the leaders, they should communicate clearly with them about the organization, about the policies, rules, and strategies of the organization. What we need to say that it's about the leader, that to involve all the employees and followers in the organization, that actually they are the crucial people, they are the important people. Appreciate them all the time, give them appreciation for their good work, motivate them, encourage them. So do not just bother them, or do not only pass orders. So in case of mistakes, just try to support them. In case of failures, support them. In case of having good work or performing good work, so just try to motivate them and encourage them. The next motivational factor is developing moral and team spirit, which is very much important. So before we talk about this point, we know that a leader cannot perform anything without the support of his team. So whenever the leader has a team to perform a job, or to achieve the goals and objectives of the organization, so now that team needs to be very much organized, and that team needs to have like spirit, to have morale in that team. So this is the responsibility of the leader, to create great spirit in great team morale, which can help to achieve the goals of the organization in a better way. But it's up to the leader first, that he should understand the mental and emotional state of the team, and also he should understand the needs of the team. So as a leader, you should just always look for your team and see their problems, see their needs, what they want from you, so you should fulfill them. Secondly, as a leader, you are making very important decisions, and you are taking very important actions, but you need to be very much careful that your actions and your decisions, how they impact the morale of your subordinates. If your decisions and actions they are impacting your subordinates in a negative way, so you should just change your actions and your decisions. If your decisions and actions are having like good impact and positive impact on your subordinates, so this is great. The next is, so a leader shouldn't force his team for performing any activity or any job. A leader should create a kind of feelings in his team or in followers that they should perform their job with joy, with full of enjoyments, make them motivated and make them very much feel important. Okay, the next point is that a leader should step into the shoes of the subordinates and view things from the subordinates angle. So sometimes we do not understand the needs, the problems of our employees and followers in a better way, but as a leader if you just keep yourself in the position of the subordinates, and from there you view from the angle of the subordinates you view, so you will clearly understand that what problems the team possess, what needs and wants the team have, and what are their problems and what are their issues. So then you can handle them, then you can overcome them in a better way, and you can understand their needs and their wants, and you can fulfill them in a very good way. And also you can understand about their mental and emotional situation. Okay, the next motivational factor can be like a meaningful and challenging job accomplished instructs a sense of achievement among employees. یعنی بچی ماناست هنگامی که ما در اداره خود با کارمندا وظیفه میتیم، وظایف شاید متفاوت باشه، بعض وظایف بسیار مهم باشه، بعض وظایف که نسبتاً کم مهم باشه، لیکن به صفت یک لیدر شما باید همیشه به هر کس اینطور احساس بدین که ولو که وظیفهش بسیار کم اهمیت داره، لیکن شما باید برشان احساس بدین که هر کاری که امپلوی شما او را انجام میده او بسیار مهم است، چرا که یک موتیویشنل فاکتور می باشه. زمانی که به صفت امپلوی ما فکر کنم که کار ما بسیار مهم است به اداره و سر اداره که است تاثیر بسیار مثبت داره، زمانی که ما کار خود انجام میدم و دستاورد داشته می باشم، so I feel satisfied, I feel motivated، چرا که ما فکر میکنم که کاری که من انجام دادم این سر اداره بسیار تاثیر مثبت داره و اداره که است از ما satisfied میشه، خوش میشه دیگه. این برای ما هم inner satisfaction میده دیگه. به صفت یک لیدر این مسئولیت بر شما برمیگرده که کار مهم باشه یا غیر مهم می باشه یا زیاد مهم می باشه، خود شما باید به تمام امپلویز اینطور فیلینگز بتین که کار آنها که از بسیار اهمیت خاص داره، بالای اداره تاثیرات خاص داره. زمانی که و پرفورم میکنه او را اجرا میکنه، بعد از اجرا که از باید و ساتیسفاید باشه، موتیویتد باشه، چرا که و فکر میکنه که یک کار بسیار مهمه و انجام داده. The executive must take their employees feel that they are performing an important work. That's necessary for the organization's well-being and success. This is motivational aspect drives them to fulfill goals. The last point is, remember, to become an efficient leader, you must be self-motivated. We always say that if a leader wants to lead others, so first he should lead himself. If a leader wants to motivate others, so at first he should motivate yourself. If you are not motivated by yourself, you do not have interest in enthusiasm to perform your task, so it will not help the course of you. That how can you perform the task? You don't know how to lead yourself. So if you do not know how to motivate in how to perform your job and how to lead yourself, so how can you motivate, inspire other people? So see yourself first in mirror, that do you have inspiration on yourself? Do you have motivation on yourself? Can you lead yourself? If you say yes, so then possibly you can lead others. You must know your identity, your needs, and you must have a strong urge to do anything to achieve your goals. So you must have like motivation, enthusiasm, keenness, and also intensity for the work. Once you are self-motivated, only then you can motivate others to achieve their goals and to harmonize their personal goals with the common goals of the organization. All right, students, this was our lecture for today, the relationship of motivation and also leadership. If you have any question, comment, and constructive criticism, so please inbox me. Thank you. See you till then. Bye-bye.